things aren't looking too good for Auradon, and some might even say that they had it coming. After all, imprisoning a bunch of innocent people is a surefire way to create a revolution. But there's still hope for Auradon, and a happily ever after might still be on the horizon. Keep watching to find out what will happen after Descendants 3.
Auradon under attack? My, oh my, that sounds terrible.
On the surface, Auradon might seem like the perfect place to live, but when you dig a little deeper, you find out that its foundation is built on fear. Over 20 years ago, Beast and Fairy Godmother resurrected villains and sentenced them to life imprisonment on the Isle of the Lost. But they didn't stop there. They took things a step further by imprisoning sidekicks and petty thieves as well. These unfortunate souls eventually had kids of their own, who were also forced to live out their days in exile. This is totally unfair, which is why Hades is making a lot of sense right about now. King Ben is slowly trying to introduce VKs into Auradon, but the ones who are being left behind are growing increasingly jealous and bitter. Before we dive into what will happen after Descendants 3, let's take a look at what will most likely happen before the franchise wraps up. We think that the VKs will be forced to choose sides, and that some of them will fight alongside the villains, while others help out Mal and her friends. Either way, the VKs will be showing their true colors. And since most of them are nice people who were unrightfully imprisoned, the people of Auradon might be shocked to find out just how many VKs are actually good.
I didn't want their world when they imprisoned me here, but after being caged up for years...
So what will happen after the third and final Descendants film? Well, for starters, we think the Isle of the Lost will be destroyed, or at the very least, the barrier will be permanently taken down. Some people might choose to remain on the Isle, while others will flee to Auradon as soon as possible. King Ben will choose to honor the people of the Isle of the Lost by creating a museum in their name. This museum will be located on the Isle, and it'll pay tribute to everyone who lived on it. Future generations will visit this Isle during field trips and learn all about how not to rule a kingdom. Sorry, Belle and Beast. Segregation is never the answer. Although some people will choose to stay on the Isle, most of its population will move to the United States of Auradon. Those who were born with royal titles will be given land as peace offerings, and Evie will finally become the princess she was born to be. All of the VKs will attend Auradon Prep, and Mal, Evie, Jay, and Carlos will help the VKs get settled in.
Unless I get that ember, it's game over.
Belle, Beast, and Fairy Godmother were so scared of their enemies using magic that they made magic somewhat illegal. But we think that the new Auradon will be a lot more inclusive. Students will learn to use magic for the greater good. Mal might even become a teacher at Auradon Prep and teach her students how to brew potions and cast spells.
Mal?
See, give it a bottle.
Correct.
By now, you're probably wondering what will happen to the evil villains who don't want to play nice. Well, for starters, they'll have to be rehabilitated. Instead of imprisoning everyone who doesn't see eye to eye with the King and Queen of Auradon, those who try to rebel will have to undergo therapy at Villain Rehabilitation Center. Jane and Fairy Godmother will help villains let go of the past and try to get to the root of their feelings, and they'll have their hands full with Audrey. But of course, rules were made to be broken, so every once in a while, a villain will strike. But this time around, students will know how to use magic to defend themselves, and the newly instituted Auradon Police Academy will deal with these villains when the time comes. We would love to see Ben, Mal, Evie, Jay, and Carlos graduate from Auradon Prep. Can you just imagine the songs they would sing? We'd love to see them throwing their hats in the air, but with so much to cover in Descendants 3, we're not exactly sure if we'll get to see our favorite VKs graduate. So it's possible that their graduation ceremony will happen after the threequel. Still, we're hoping that the D3 cast is going to shoot a few music videos and release them as bonus tracks. If you'd like to see Mal's class graduation, leave a graduation cap emoji in the comment section. But if there's one scene we absolutely need to see, it's Mal and Ben's royal wedding. In the official Descendants 3 trailer, we see King Ben proposing to Mal. He asks her if she will be his queen, and Audrey totally flips out. Descendants fans would love to see a happily ever after, so we're hoping to see Mal walk down the aisle. We'd love to see her wedding dress too, and we're certain that Evie's already begun designing it. If Hades turns out to be a good guy, he would totally walk his daughter down the aisle. This villain and hero wedding would help Auradon be a more inclusive country while encouraging its population to intermingle. But with so much ground left to cover, we don't know if Descendants 3 will end with a royal wedding or not. So we're hoping that Kenny Ortega and his crew are going to release a short film once the threequel wraps up. A lot is going to change after Descendants 3. Despite doing their best to create a safe and happy country, Belle and Beast totally missed the mark. They unrightfully imprisoned children and didn't see anything wrong with it. Now that Ben and Mal will become the King and Queen of Auradon, it's safe to say that a new and better era is about to commence. We can't wait to see what happens in Descendants 3. Do you guys think that Hades is going to redeem himself by the end of the movie? Or are you convinced that Mal's dad is as wicked as Maleficent? Sound off in the comment section below. For more videos about your favorite movies and TV shows, subscribe to The Things, and don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up while you're at it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.